Abu Dhabi is probably one of the trickiest circuits to get right on the F1 calendar, and it is certainly no exception in F1 24. Today, I'm gonna show you 4 driving techniques that help me become faster on this track so that you can do the same. I started in practice with a personal best of 1 minute 21.9, which is already quite decent, but it could be faster. With the last ever PSGL race of F1 24 coming up, I really wanted to finish it off with a strong qualifying and race result. While I was getting refamiliarized with the track, I noticed a couple of things that I could already fix to become faster. Starting with the way I prepare my flying laps. That's right, my exit out of the final corner was far from ideal. That alone cost me half a tenth. So how do I fix it then? In the race, you usually want to stick to the optimal racing line to maximize minimum speed. But during qualifying, that is not necessary. What you should do instead is this. Slow the car down a lot more, straighten the car completely before you start your flying lap. This can allow you to get back on the gas a little faster and for you to carry an extra 10 to 15 kilometers per hour down into turn 1. The fun part is, this is something that you can apply to pretty much any track with any car. Next, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret used by the fastest drivers and the esports teams themselves. But it is specific to the Yas Marina circuit. What I mean is the bollards themselves.
Oh, there's 2.
There's 2.
This one too.
Yeah.
If you happen to tune in during the F1 esports broadcast at Abu Dhabi, you might have seen some questionable driving during the... What do you mean? Oh, that was not part of the script? Sorry about that, guys. If you happen to tune in during the esports race, you might have seen during qualifying a couple of drivers, such as Brendan Lee, taking out the bollards and the braking boards. Why do they do that? The reason is simple. You want a clear path for the lady and get rid of anything that could impede your lap.
Oh, there's 2.
There's 2.
This one too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, due to the game's physics, if you hit the bollard wrong on your lap, it could spit you out wide.
Oh my god, did you see that?
Yeah, it's a glitch, I know.
Or completely nuke your car. So, be a gentleman, clear a path for the lady, just to be safe. And by simply combining these 2 things together, coupled with more practice, I already managed to bring the time down to a 1 minute 21.8.
Where did that come from? The sector 1 can be faster though, by at least a 10.
Up next, there's one corner on this track that I really want to master. I've always struggled with this corner no matter the F1 game. Specifically, the exit of this fast speed chicane in the 2nd sector. For some reason, I just never had confidence there. I'd always lose the car somehow on throttle. True, the track falls away from you on a corner exit, but I discovered there was a bigger underlying issue. A big mistake that I was making. I was carrying a little bit too much speed into the corner. Now, this is something that I talked about in one of my previous videos as well, but I'm going to keep repeating it again and again. Because no matter your skill level as a sim racer, sometimes it helps to revisit the fundamentals. By carrying a little too much speed into the first part of the chicane, I would compromise my line into the second one to set up my exit onto the straight. This would cause the line to be much more shallow than what it needs to be, thus making the car more nervous on corner exit. So what I started doing instead is to brake a little earlier. Make sure I hit the apex the right way because the curb can spit you out on entry and at the exit. Go a little wider in this first portion to really straighten the second part of this chicane. And remember, if your wheels are pointed straight, you will have a much easier time getting back on the gas.
I hate this.
Here's what Ferrari Esports Engineer Christian Blok had to say about this.
You could turn in a little later here. You take too much speed, which now it gives you an awkward position for the exit. So what you want to do is be more on the left so you can fully send it on the exit. Because that exit is really, really important. It's gonna make or break your lap.
Now, in order to find more time, I dug into some more advanced driving techniques. Can you guess what it is? That's right. It is the flicking.
I hate this. It's so unrealistic. Oh,
As unrealistic as it is used by even the top esports drivers to give the car more rotation. But there's one other reason that you might not know about. It is that by flicking, it allows you to brake harder to shed more speed from the car.
I hate this.
This will allow you to brake a little later in some corners and still make the apex because of the flick.
It's so unrealistic.
Yeah, okay, but look at your delta, mate.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, there are 3 corners on Abu Dhabi that benefit from this flicking technique. Turn 4. The entry into the infamous chicane, and this fast right-hander at the start of the hotel section. By finally understanding this technique and adding it to my arsenal, I managed to bring my time down to a 1 minute 21.7.
0.7.
And my theoretical lap time just kept tumbling lower and lower.
Come on.
No!
Still the 0.7. Oh.
It was all about putting it together now. I'm starting to build more and more consistency.
You could be up for a 0.6 here with a good exit in the chicane.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry, I just put pressure on you.
But there's also another lesson that I had to be reminded of, and that is to reduce driving distance. What does that mean exactly? Well, it sounds dumb, but it literally means what it says. And this tiny detail might just make the difference sometimes. For example, out of the final corner, I always subconsciously start to drift right, as if I'm about to start another lap. But when you are finishing your lap, that is not necessary. Just simply drive straight, right towards the line, and you'll be golden. Shorter the line, faster lap time. Same for the penultimate corner. There's no need to swing it wide to the left in order to open up this right-hander, especially with the pointy front end this year. All you need to do is keep the car tight and keep the overtake button on. Lastly, the same thing could be said about this hairpin at the end of Sector 2. I always used a slightly wider approach on entry in order to carry more speed out of the corner on exit. But turns out that is not necessary. Why not stay tight to the apex, hug the inside line, cover less distance with the car, and this will also allow you to put the car straight earlier and get back on overtake slightly early. Less distance traveled, more free lap time.
So that was half a 10th gain. What the fuck?
And with this, I got to work, hammering lap after lap in until it happened. First, we set up the exit out of the final corner. Then, we nail turn 1 using the inside curve to rotate and somehow not invalidating on the exit. Performing the flick to perfection into turn 4. Beautifully back on the gas. We are 1/10 up, going into the chicane, into the flick. Mamma mia. The exit is great. This might be
I hate this. It's so unrealistic.
Yeah, okay, but look at your delta, mate.
Oh my god.
Only 1 sector to go now. A little wide into the hairpin and a little late on the overtake button.
This is it.
Into the final sector we go. Another flick. Cutting over that curve beautifully. Are the tires still good enough? Only 2 more corners to go now. And out of the final corner, what is it going to be? Slight time loss on the corner exit, but it is going to be 1 minute 21.6 with some time left
But I lost
to find.
in the final
You
corner.
lost a lot in the final corner, like nearly 10th.
I looked at the delta, it was minus 2.6. I was like, huh?
Thanks for watching. What track would you like to see next? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe because I've got a lot more hot tips to improve your racing technique. This is Formula Kai signing off. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.